how about this? In addition to listening, a bunch of you have speaking, and we have vocabulary and grammar. So, if you don't tell me what you want to listen to, then we can practice the other things too. We can start with everybody writing down one thing, a question or a topic. You all have paper now, so write down one thing. 你要选一个一个主题，我们可以讨论，我们可以练习。Okay. So everybody write down one thing. You can write it in Chinese first, and then you can try to write it in English. Okay? So, write down one thing that you would like to talk about or ask or do for the next hour. Okay. You mean like a teacher for this kind of a class? Okay. This problem is nobody talks. Yeah, but that's a good question. Don't erase it. It's okay. Why are you doing university if you have no questions? Yeah, well, see, question is not answered. Okay. Two. Okay. That's a good question. Okay. Okay. That's a good one. Okay. Okay. Drawing works. When you find there's a question mark here, you'll want to go like okay. So you have a word to start with. Why? Alright. You've got a few to start with. If you haven't finished yet, you can keep working on it, right? The thing is, there's an expression in Chinese that really says everything here. And you need to remember this. Okay. Now, people today don't use miles. It's the old British ones. So I'll put in kilometers. Okay. A journey of 1,000 kilometers starts with one step. It doesn't matter how hard something is. It doesn't matter how big the job is. If you don't start, you will never finish. The hardest thing is that first step. When you start, then you can keep going. Right? Do you ever have a lot of homework to do and you just keep thinking, oh, 是太多，我没有办法. And then you look at your watch and, no time. So then you call your friend or talk to your friend and, oh, what should we do? I don't know. And then you look at the time, oh, it's late, I should eat something. And you look at your homework, oh, 功课太多，没有办法. Oh, I should have a shower. After my shower, I'll feel better. And then after your shower, I want to watch TV, right? All of that homework, you have time, but the problem is you need to start. And it's the same thing with anything, right? With writing a sentence, if you can pick one word to start, then you can keep going. Maybe it's slow, maybe you don't finish. That doesn't matter. What matters is you start, okay? So, learning is all about trying. 试试看，写错没关系，再一次试试看。Okay. So, who wants to ask a question first? 小姐。I could go, right? But if you don't mind, I'll start with your question, just because it's kind of a good question for this class. So, and you don't mind talking. So, if you don't mind, okay, why not? Read it out.
Any problem when you be teacher like this?
So, being a teacher like this, sometimes there are problems, yeah. But when I was teaching this, you guys know Zhongyuan Dashi? Yeah, I used to teach there. I don't teach there anymore because my exams are too hard. The students don't understand. Oh, 可怜的学生. I help them, I put it on the board, I give it to them on paper, it's on the internet. 没有办法. So I don't teach there anymore because I'm a really mean teacher and I want my students to learn. I don't let them play with their phones in class. I actually had a student do this. I had a student on his exam. He didn't answer any questions. On his exam, he wrote, fuck you. And then he explained why. He said, fuck you because you made me sit in the front of the room. Because you won't let me sleep in class. And because you won't let me play on my phone. I had a student say that. It's like, if you want to go to kindergarten, go. But you don't have to be a baby in my classroom, right? So, that kind of class, I have a lot of problems. This kind of class, no exams, so there's no F to give you. And students don't hate teachers as much when the teacher doesn't write F on their paper. So, other schools, other problems. With this school, honestly, 最大的问题是 Do you have any questions? 为什么你要当学生？没有问题，没有办法学习。真的，如果你没有问题，你没有办法学习，可以被教，人可以教你，但是被教跟学习不一样。Right? So it really is important. If class today you don't have a question, but what about your other classes? 不同的课有问题吗？如果每一次老师问有没有问题，都没有问题，为什么要来大学？ Right? You could just learn everything from a book or from the internet. So, that's part of why I want you guys to ask. Remember the listening thing? I'm actually a great teacher for this. Because I'm white. I mean, my pronunciation is very clear. 我的发音真的很好. Right? Not all white people are really great for listening because if they're from Texas, 有听过 Texas 人吗? How do you say Texas in Chinese? You know Texas, in the States, United States, in the South. Yeah, I think so. They have a really strong accent. 我听不懂。他们讲话我听不懂。英国人有时候他们讲话我听不懂。有一候I was a student in Germany. When I was in Germany, there were English students who came to Germany. Alright? So, the English students, 那个英国的学生，他们讲话的时候听不懂。我要问我的德国的同学，他说什么？因为他们的英文真的，我没有办法听得懂。Alright? But the language, the English in my part of Canada is fairly neutral. It's not very strong accent. So one good answer for why listening is because, well, you have me, right? But when it comes to a class like this, honestly, the biggest problems I have are when somebody comes into the room and he's just playing on his phone. And it's like, bam! So, that and some students from other countries. Certain other countries, one other country. Some students, yeah, 有问题。但是台湾人，还好。And Malaysians and Indonesians 都没问题。Okay, so yes, there are problems. 好，是他的问题，他是第一个，所以帮你们。Your turn. Who's next? 说问什么？ Okay, what I used to do, after we pick one person, then you get to pick the next one. So you tell me who's next. You. Okay, good choice. Okay, so ask your question.